Now, President Trump continues to defend Saudi Arabia over its killing of Saudi-born journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Now, I have given you the details, the very grisly details on how Khashoggi was killed when he was inside the Saudi embassy in Turkey. So Donald Trump, unfortunately, continues to defend Saudi Arabia. Even when those gruesome details came out, I mean, he was murdered with a bone saw. Or at least they used that to dismember him. And very likely he was tortured before he was killed. Now, nonetheless, with all those details, and even with the CIA saying, we believe that this was ordered at the top of the Saudi monarchy. Oh no, I don't believe that. I'm going to stick with my buddy MBS. Now, Trump, in a statement on Tuesday that defended Saudi Arabia, continued to question the CIA's conclusion, this is from the Washington Post, that Crown Prince Mohammed Bin Salman was responsible for the death of journalist Jamal Khashoggi and effectively declared the issue closed. He said, King Salman and Crown Prince Mohammed Bin Salman vigorously deny any knowledge of the planning or execution of the murder of Mr. Khashoggi. Our intelligence agencies continue to assess all information, but it could very well be that the Crown Prince had knowledge of this tragic event. Maybe he did, and maybe he didn't. Oh, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Except for the CIA, except for Turkey that had the whole thing on tape and then released said tape, which it is very clear that this murder ties back to Mohammed bin Salman. But of course, Donald Trump said, no, I don't believe in facts. I don't believe in the CIA. I don't believe in any of that. The CIA had assessed with high confidence that the Crown Prince ordered Khashoggi's death. Now, I'm not saying that we should, of course, blindly trust the CIA and everything. But there are facts here. There are facts here that are indisputable. Look at the evidence. Again, I keep mentioning the tape that the Turks made. They had the tape. They released the tape. They said, here, we have the proof. We have the proof. We're going to blow this whole thing wide open. So listen to the tape. Not only that, but we have other pieces of evidence outside from the tape, which should be enough. But of course, unfortunately, it's not enough. As you can see, the administration is still defending Mohammed bin Salman. Here you had an impersonator, a Khashoggi impersonator walking out of the consulate, fake beard and all, wearing his clothes. You also had the excuses from the Saudis, which range from ridiculous to asinine. Finally ending in, okay, yes, we killed him, but Mohammed bin Salman didn't. Oh no, he's completely innocent. We just do things, which by the way, that looks really bad on him because apparently the Saudi Arabia just does things without the Crown Prince even knowing. Like murder journalists in an embassy. Come on. I mean, look, who was it then? If it wasn't Mohammed bin Salman, who was it? Who was it? Who would benefit the most from silencing a critic of the Saudi regime? Mohammed bin Salman. Come on, man. Come on. Look, we know it's Mohammed bin Salman that committed the murder. We know. I'm sorry, that ordered the murder. We know. Nonetheless, of course, Donald Trump saying, nope, I don't believe in facts. It's all fake news. It is absolute fake news. And you know what? He released a statement saying, forget about all that. Mohammed bin Salman, he vigorously denied it. By the way, look at the economic benefits of being friends with Saudi Arabia. Here's that according to the Washington Post. And in the 8-paragraph statement, the president lauded Saudi Arabia's economic ties with the United States and emphasized the country's opposition to Iran. He noted that Saudi Arabia considered Khashoggi an enemy of the state and a member of the Muslim Brotherhood, but insisted that, quote, my decision was in no way based on that. Then what was it based on? It was based on financial ties. But look, the guy was not a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. There's no proof of that. And even if there were, you don't just murder a journalist and dismember him. This is the worst cover-up in history. And of course, they got caught. They got caught. And they have the president of the United States saying, oh, no, it wasn't him. It just wasn't him. So, look, he likes the Saudis. We know this. You know why? Because they buy condos from him. Well, these are rich people. Well, these are my fellow rich people. And they give us oil deals. And then they buy my condos. What's not to like about that? So that makes me more likely to believe him when he says, I strongly deny it. It's a strong denial. It's a vigorous denial. Vicious denial. Well, that's strong. It means he's telling the truth. Plus, I get money from him. Ridiculous, man. Look, he won't end arms sales as well, because guess what? He's got pressure from all the defense contractors who want to give him money and who want to get paid by selling Saudi Arabia weapons so they can use them on defenseless innocent civilians in Yemen. That's what this is about. And not to mention other family ties. Jared Kushner is a huge friend, ally of Mohammed Bin Salman. And of course, you also got to talk about the press. The press who would call Mohammed Bin Salman a reformer. He is no reformer. He is just as brutal as anyone else in the Saudi regime, but he puts on such a nice veneer. And you can tell I am not planning a trip to Saudi Arabia, because who the hell would go there? They are a fundamentalist regime that still cuts people's heads off. Now, of course, Trump, well, all these right-wingers like, oh my God, look at ISIS. ISIS cuts people's heads off. ISIS cuts people's hands off. You know who else does that? The Saudi Arabian government, which is deeply religiously fundamentalist. We're still doing business with them. And it's not just Trump, to be fair. Now, Trump is not the first American president to defend the horribleness of the Saudi government, right? No, you had a bunch of American presidents. You had, Bill Clinton. You had Obama. You had George W. Bush, all defending Saudi Arabia. All of them defended Saudi Arabia because, of course, they sell us cheap oil. Oh, we got to defend our allies there. Look, that's why after 9/11, you had the Bush family getting the Saudi royals out of the country, whisking them away. That is after 15 of the 19 hijackers involved in 9/11 were proven to be Saudi Arabians. But of course, no, Saudi Arabia, they're our ally. They're such a great, fantastic ally because we get cheap oil. Come on, man. It's sickening. It's sickening. And now they're going to get away with murdering a journalist. Now, look, would Obama have let that fly? I don't know. To be honest, I would like to think that as much as Obama and some of these other presidents, George W. Bush, loved Saudi Arabia, they could not turn a blind eye to the overwhelming evidence against Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince, somebody who could be the next ruler, the next king of Saudi Arabia. Would they be able to turn their blind eye to it? I don't know. I would hope not. Nonetheless, at least we know with Trump where he stands. He will totally let this go. He is letting this go. And with Trump, look, all you got to do is flatter him, issue strong denials, be strong. And most importantly, do business with him that puts money in his pocket. You do that, you might just get away with anything. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.